What's going on, guys? Well, E3 is upon us. I was very surprised by this. I didn't really look up the dates, and I just kind of looked on my phone in the morning. I was like, oh shit, E3's today? Fuck. But anyway, because E3 is upon us, I thought I'd make a video where I pretty much shoot the shit about Sony's conference and a little bit from what I heard about Microsoft's conference. I actually didn't see it at all. I saw a recap of Microsoft's conference from one of my favorite people on YouTube, someone who very seldom is on YouTube, Blackbuster Critic, but I saw his summary of it. It was more like a ranting of why you should buy a PC instead of an Xbox One, but that's what he's about. If you don't know, that's pretty much what Blackbuster Critic is about. Anyway, I did watch Sony's conference though. I actually watched Blackbuster Critic's stream of the Sony conference, and pretty damn good. I think if my wallet would allow me to, with the other things I plan to buy soon, I'm gonna get a PS4. This is definitely worthy of swaying somebody to get a PS4. Started out with God of War. Now, let me just... Gameplay looked fine. It looked like a pretty good game. It's God of War 4, but... Why the fuck are we afraid of the number 4? Why the fuck do we just have to call it what the first game was? That just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, Doom did it. Movies are doing it now. Like, Ghostbusters reboot, it's just Ghostbusters. That kind of makes sense. But yeah, why not just put like some subtitle underneath it, or just call it God of War 4, Doom 4? Why is it gotta be Doom and God of War? Why? Even Wolfenstein, which was made by the same people as Doom, they put Wolfenstein: The New Order. They didn't just call it Wolfenstein. Like, that would have worked better, because the first one was Wolfenstein 3D. But I digress. Overall, the gameplay itself looked pretty good. After that, we had Days Gone. Pretty typical zombie game, I guess, but it's about a biker in a zombie apocalypse. I feel like we've had enough zombie games, but pretty good. They demoed it very late. Like, the last thing they did in this conference was they demoed Days Gone, and it kind of just looks like a typical third-person game. It doesn't look bad. It just looks like a very typical third-person exploration zombie game. Like, it actually kind of reminded me of the last Assassin's Creed I seriously played, which was 3, actually the 5th one. Trying to recuperate. What was after Days Gone? Oh yeah, Horizon, yeah. After that, they showed Horizon, which looks pretty interesting. If I owned a PS4, I'd check it out. Pretty good. Okay, sorry, made a jump cut to kind of review the conference and kind of see which games I forgot and the order in which games were presented. But actually, before Horizon, they showed a very brief trailer for The Last Guardian. It looks pretty good. They're coming out with it this year, like, and everyone was excited about that. Like, my opinion is that they should. It's been like a 9-year delay now. But then they showed Horizon, and then after Horizon they showed Detroit Becomes Human. This looks pretty interesting. It's a game with like multiple paths. You can choose like moral paths. It's like Infamous or Sonic Shadow the Hedgehog. That's a prime example right there. Shadow the Hedgehog. But it's like one of those games where the world is full of androids. It's like a, hey kids, hello, Sports is ready, AI 2.0. Hybrid humans take our master race, we taking over. Okay, Sports is ready. That wasn't racist, that was just impersonation. Go search Hey Kids YouTube channel. You will know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it's a world where humans and androids live together, and some like get sick of taking orders and they like kind of rebel against humans and kill them pretty much. And it's this one kind of cop android, I guess, and he's like he's like trying to handle a hostage situation, and it's just kind of showing you all the different how like there's like supposedly infinite like ways the scenario could go. It's interesting. I'd check it out if I had a ps4, which I may or may not soon. After Detroit Becomes Human, there was Resident Evil 7, which looks pretty cool. They had really nice graphics. It takes place like literally in the future, but like literally less than a year for now, because they were like reviewing tapes in the trailer and the date was June 1st, 2017, so literally like less than a year from now, but the future still. It looks pretty interesting. The Resident Evil 7 trailer led into a big thing about VR. You know, kind of interesting how they weren't necessarily saying VR is the future. There is nothing else but VR, because they know that for as many people who are interested in VR, there are the same amount, maybe a little less, but roughly the same amount of people who aren't really into VR, and they're just kind of like, it's cool, I guess. Which I would be in that category. It's definitely interesting. I don't think any human would think that VR wouldn't be interesting, but like I don't really see any need to own an Oculus or a Steam VR or an HTC Vive or a Samsung Gear or a PSVR. I got this for Christmas from a relative. This is all I need. This is like the only investment in VR I have. Anyway. And then after that, after the whole VR thing, we got Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, which, do I have to talk about it that much? This game isn't even coming out until November, and it's already been ripped to shreds. One thing I had to say about it was they fucking talked about blast shields in the trailer. What the fuck would you ever think a term like blast shields, raise the blast shields, they have their blast shields raised? What the fuck would you ever expect to hear that in a Call of Duty game? And that's all I have to say on that. After that, Modern Warfare Remastered. Okay. After that, Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens. Oh, yes! After that, they had they gave Hideo Kojima some time to talk on stage, and they gave him this huge intro with special effects and all that, and he fucking deserves it. After Konami put him through the fucking ringer, told him not to take credit for his own game getting an award, he fucking deserves it, and I'm so happy for him. And he's developed his new game, which is going to be exclusive to the PS4, Death Stranding. Looks pretty interesting. I trust Kojima, so if I ever get a PS4, I'll definitely get that game. After that, we had a Spider-Man game that's exclusive to the PS4. You have a pretty much 50-50 chance of that being good or bad. And that pretty much wrapped it up. After that, they just had a demo of Days Gone, which I already kind of talked about before. From what I hear, it was significant. This conference was significantly better than Microsoft's. I heard they pretty much had no exclusives. I gotta establish this, as everyone else has. Microsoft's done with the console race. They're kind of playing the Xbox One out a little bit, but they're shifting their focus to Microsoft. They know that nobody really cares. They've sold half of what Sony has with the PS4s. The PS4 install base is double the Xbox Ones. They know they're done. They know they're done. The only positive thing you can say about their sales is that they double the Wii U's now. Which, that's a system that only has 9 more months in its lifespan anyway. Oh, by the way, I called it. NX, March 2017. I called it. But anyway, that's my thoughts on Sony's E3 conference. I didn't sound too thrilled, but I actually pretty good. I thought it was pretty good. They have a lot of strong exclusives lined up. If I ever get a PS4, which just kind of swayed me more to consider, I'll definitely check out some of the games presented today. I'm sorry if I named a few games out of order, by the way. But I'll be doing also a video review of Nintendo's Treehouse, which they are not going to be having an E3 digital event this year. They are just going to be having a Treehouse where they demo the new Zelda game. I'll be giving a review on that, which will pretty much just be my thoughts on what the new Zelda game will be like, from what I hear. And that's about it. Just letting you guys know, I'm very happy about how my Part 1 of my Metroid retrospective was received. I thought that was really cool. Part 2 is up now. As of right now, no one really seems to care. But Part 1, for the small size of what my channel is, it did pretty well. If you simply don't know or don't care, Part 2 is out now. Part 3 is coming on August 6th, which is the actual 30th anniversary of Metroid. See you later, guys.